Hello everyone, my name is Tanay and today we are going to talk about the Election Commission of India. Recently an incident happened in Assam where an EVM was being carried in Krishnendu Paul's car, who was a BJP MLA. This is a violation of rules on part of both the Election Commission officials and also the people in BJP MLA's vehicle. And the Election Commission officials were suspended after this incident. I'm not going to get into the whole story of what the Election Commission said and all that, but I would just want to give you Krishnendu Paul's side. What story he had to say. He said that the election commission's officials' car broke down and dur tak they couldn't find any help. I could do nothing but sympathize with them. But then a miracle happened. Sakshad Bhagwan prakat hue. Krishnendu's car was passing by from there and they saw these people are in trouble. They were like, we need to help them. So they offered some help to them. So they were like, ईवीएम हम कैरी करेंगे ना, तुम काय को टेंशन लेते हो? This story got so much tears in my eyes, I can't tell you, man. Faith in humanity restored. This situation sparked a lot of controversy on how the EVM can be rigged. And though there is possibility that there are discrepancies in the counting and all that, but that's the smaller issue, which I will get back to later on in the video. This incident, more than the authenticity of EVMs, raises questions on the bias of the Election Commission. And that's what we should focus on more. And please subscribe to the channel. With every subscription comes more motivation to keep making videos. It feels good when you all support me, man. Ek button hi to dabana hai. Just like EVM, it feels good when you support me. Thank you. Election Commission of India is an autonomous constitutional authority which looks after the whole election process in India, where they make sure there's a level playing field for all political parties throughout the whole election process at the national politics as well as the state politics. It was set up on 25th January 1950. And the Election Commission has made a Model Code of Conduct, MCC, which is a set of guidelines that defines the appropriate conduct for political parties and governments, like how you should give your speeches, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And if they do something wrong, then an action will be taken against them. This is done right from the day when the election dates are announced, right up to the declaration of the results. So this whole span, they can do all these things. And the Election Commission is so powerful that even the police is under them during this time. So all this gives trust to the public that there is an unbiased mediator in the middle who they can rely on against any malpractices. The Election Commission of India has had a very good track record. And T.N. Seshan, who became the election commissioner in 1990, played a huge role in this. At this time, the election commission started taking on people who were in power. He battled the then RJD leader Lalu Prasad Yadav. When J.M. Lingdo took over on this post, that time the Gujarat riots had happened in 2002. And he made sure that he postponed the elections when Narendra Modi was the chief minister of Gujarat. S.Y. Qureshi, who was in office from 2010 to 2012, sent a notice to Salman Khurshid, who was a union minister at that time, for declaring reservation policies right before the 2012 elections. All these incidents showed a strong independence of the Election Commission. The credibility of the Election Commission started eroding from the 2019 general elections. Modi ji! एक इंस्टीट्यूशन भी नहीं छोड़ा भाई, एक भी नहीं छोड़ा. Let's start with Ashok Lavasa, who was one of the election commissioners in 2019. And the election commission at that time gave multiple clean chits to Modi and Shah, where Modi and Shah had given some speeches which allegedly violated the Model Code of Conduct, and Ashok Lavasa disagreed and opposed the move of the Election Commission giving them a clean chit. And he publicly came out to the fact that the Election Commission did not record his dissent on this matter. After all this controversy, Ashok Lavasa and his family faced a lot of harassment from our Adaraniya Modi ji ki government. Several inquiries were put on him, and income tax raids were conducted regarding his wife, and then various other inquiries where they were saying that he was misusing official authority. So he was harassed to another level and he ultimately had to resign. A former chief election commissioner told the Caravan that when it came to opposition parties and cases related to Navjot Singh Sidhu, Mayawati and Azam Khan, politicians belonging to opposition parties for similar violations, misuse of religions, were treated differently during the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Matlab Modi ji and Amit Shah ji, you all are cool, others, nah. Now let's come to the EVM discrepancies in 2019. The Quint had done a deep analysis on the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. They found EVM vote count mismatch in 373 seats on the two sets of data provided by the Election Commission. First was the voter turnout data, which means that how many people casted their votes. And the second was votes counted data from EVMs, which means that how many votes were counted from the EVMs. So there were several discrepancies in this. For example, in Kanchipuram Lok Sabha seat in Tamil Nadu, the Election Commission data says 12,14,086 EVM votes were polled and 12,32,417 EVM votes counted, a surplus of 18,331 EVM votes. In Dharmapuri Lok Sabha seat in Tamil Nadu, the Election Commission data says 11,94,440 EVM votes were polled and 12,12,311 EVM votes counted, a surplus of 17,871 EVM votes. And many more like these. But इतने extra votes कहाँ से आए? साक्षात भगवान आए वोट करने. Krishnendu Paul. The Quint sought Election Commission's response on this matter, but obviously they didn't get any. Ulta, the Election Commission just removed the data from their website only. Na rahega baas, na bajegi basuri. During that elections, in 6 constituencies, the discrepancies were more than the winning margin. And then the Election Commission took a lot of time to tally these datas and release it to the public. The Supreme Court issued a notice to the Election Commission in December 2019, but there is no hearing since then. All this is not to say that the results will be changed because of all these discrepancies, but it raises a question on the Election Commission's functionality, and there were various other controversies regarding the Election Commission, like the Namo TV during the 2019 elections, which was broadcasting Modi's speeches and all that. Ultimately, they found their way around it, and the Election Commission also didn't do anything about it. Then in the recently in the Bihar elections, BJP promised free vaccine to everyone. Again, complaints were filed regarding that. Again, no action was taken on them. Sanjay Kumar of the Center for the Study of Developing Sciences writes in a Citizens Commission's report, there have been at least 5 instances of the Election Commission being either accused of delaying the announcement of election dates to suit the BJP, or of having shared the dates with individuals close to the ruling party prior to the announcement, or having withdrawn its announced dates to suit the ruling party. If I sit and list all these controversies, this video will go for more than an hour, I guess. So I'll leave an excellent article by the Caravan in the description. You can go and check it out. But you get the picture somewhat of what I'm talking about. Now let's come to the upcoming elections in West Bengal, Assam, Pondicherry, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And let's understand how phases of an election can help a political party. Now West Bengal elections are being held in 8 phases for 294 seats. Assam elections are being held in 3 phases for 126 seats. These 2 other states where the BJP is trying a lot. Whereas in other states like Tamil Nadu, which has 234 seats, Kerala has 140 seats and Pondicherry has 30 seats, all of these are being done on the same day, only in one phase, that is on 6th of April. Election Commission said that the West Bengal elections are being held in 8 phases so that they can have enough security to control any kind of violence happening there, because the situation in West Bengal is very tense, and which is true. Then there are other issues like the COVID-19 pandemic, so they want their election to be spread over a longer period of time so that it's safe and they're all ready to, handle any kind of problem which happens. But on the other hand, the way the phases have been marked raises serious questions. Now, when it comes to the West Bengal elections, interestingly, in the first 3 phases, polling has been announced in assembly constituencies where the BJP has a strong hold. This will allow BJP to concentrate on other states, and when they finish all their stuff in the other states, then afterwards come back over here with a bang and, start focusing on their places where they can probably win or no. Now Upper Assam, where the BJP is expected to perform well, but at the same time this was the place where anti-CAA protests had happened a lot. This Upper Assam went to polls first. So because of this scheduling, the BJP didn't speak about the CAA at all in the start of its campaign. But now since the first poll is over, the first phase is over where the Upper Assam is done, they have again started talking about CAA to woo the Matua community into voting for them, which is a politically significant community. And this community has been demanding the implementation of the CAA. So initially they didn't speak till that one phase got over, and after that they started speaking. Even when it came to West Bengal, similar thing, where they had a stronghold, they are done with, and the others, now they will continue with that. The Election Commission recently changed a rule where the polling booth agent had to be picked from within the voters of that booth. Now, according to the new rule, the polling agent can be from any part of the constituency. An official said that this new norm will help the political parties to appoint one polling agent to each booth. It will help any political party to appoint a polling agent amid the COVID-19 pandemic, since getting one agent at this hour may be difficult. The Trinamool Congress recently leaked out a phone conversation allegedly between BJP leader Mukul Roy and his colleague Shishir Bajoria, in which Mukul Roy urges Bajoria to get the Election Commission to change this new rule, failing to which they won't have enough polling agents throughout the state. The Trinamool Congress alleges that the Election Commission changed this rule at BJP's request without wider consultation with any other parties. So this is the whole situation regarding the Election Commission. I hope I have cleared it out for you. And if I have made any mistakes or need to add something, let me know in the comments and I'll pin it on top. And if you have liked the video, please subscribe, like and share so that it reaches many people. And that's about it. Thank you everyone for watching the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.